Welcome back to Dr. Gilbert Healthy Aging. I am Dr. Gilbert. Throughout my extensive, decades-long career as a practicing physician, a neurological researcher, and a general surgeon who has operated on the shattered bones of elderly patients, I have spent thousands of hours analyzing the mechanics of human survival. When you work in emergency rooms and trauma centers across the United States, you are forced to witness a heavy, heartbreaking clinical pattern that repeats itself day after day, week after week, in almost every hospital. Almost every single day, an ambulance arrives at the emergency bay carrying a senior over the age of 70 who has suffered a sudden, severe, and life-altering fall inside their own home. And when the acute trauma is stabilized, and I sit down by the bedside with these patients, proud, independent individuals who just hours prior were walking through their lives with complete dignity, and I ask them how the accident happened, they almost always tell me the exact same story. They look at me with tears of frustration in their eyes and say, "Dr. Gilbert, I did not just slip on ice and instantly hit the floor. I felt myself trip over a tiny, minor obstacle, a small wrinkle in the living room rug, or a slightly uneven transition between the hardwood and the tile. I felt my body lose its center of gravity. I spent 2 or 3 agonizing seconds stumbling forward, trying desperately to catch myself. My mind was completely conscious of the danger. I knew I was falling. I could see the floor coming toward my face, but my legs simply refused to move fast enough to step out and save me. My lower body felt as though it was completely frozen in wet cement. My feet were glued to the floor. Today, in this ultimate neurological balance masterclass, we are going to explore a profound, shocking, and almost completely ignored medical truth. The primary reason you are losing your balance, feeling unsteady, and shuffling your feet after the age of 70 is not because your muscles are too weak, and it is not because your bones are too old. It is because your central nervous system has quietly, systematically shut down a primitive, lightning-fast survival program embedded deep within your brainstem. In clinical neurology, we refer to this essential survival program as the Righting Reflex, or more specifically, the Stumble Recovery Reflex. This reflex is your body's automated biological wall of protection. It is the high-speed neurological safety net that instantly detects when your center of gravity has drifted past your base of support, commanding your leg muscles to execute an explosive, split-second corrective step to catch your body weight before you hit the ground. Yet, clinical data reveals that a staggering 80% of seniors over the age of 70 have completely lost this vital survival reflex. It has gone entirely dormant, from a lack of specific, dynamic mechanical stimulation. And the moment this reflex goes offline, your daily walk becomes an incredibly hazardous game of chance, where a single misstep can lead to a catastrophic injury. Let us sit down together and discuss a heavy, quiet, and deeply unsettling physical anxiety that many of you face in absolute, silent isolation inside your own homes. Have you noticed that when you walk through your house, your movements have become tentative, stiff, and defensive? Do you feel a constant, creeping sensation of dread whenever you have to walk across a slippery tiled kitchen floor, an uneven concrete driveway, or a dimly lit hallway at night? Have you noticed that your body has lost its fluid, organic elasticity, and that if you take even a slightly clumsy step, your entire chest tenses up and your heart races in a sudden wave of panic? Do you find yourself naturally keeping your eyes completely glued to the carpet, watching every single inch of the floor to make absolutely sure you do not step on a tiny obstacle? If you answered yes to any of these common, agonizing experiences, I want you to listen to the sound of my voice with absolute cognitive focus today. Your body is not suffering from an incurable, unalterable physical decay. You are not destined to lose your independence. Your brain's internal navigation software has simply lost its high-speed connection to your lower body muscles. You are walking through this world with your primary neurological safety net completely deactivated. And when you bring this progressive instability to standard mainstream medicine, the clinical response you receive is incredibly passive, uninspired, and defeatist. You are told that you have normal age-related degenerative changes, and you are handed a prescription for a metal cane or a rolling walker. But as a doctor, I must look you directly in the eye and tell you that giving a senior a walking aid without actively retraining their lost survival reflexes is a profound medical failure. It does not fix the underlying neurological blackout. It is equivalent to putting a wooden crutch under a leaning, decaying skyscraper without doing anything to repair the structural foundation beneath the soil. I did not create this comprehensive, ultra-deep dive masterclass to leave you feeling helpless, fearful, or dependent on assistive devices. Fear serves absolutely no clinical purpose in your longevity journey. Quite the opposite. Today, I am going to reveal the absolute best daily movement to retrain the lost survival reflex that 80% of seniors have lost. This specialized neurobiomechanical movement requires absolutely no gym memberships, no heavy weights, no painful stretches, and no athletic training. It takes less than 3 minutes of your time each day. Yet, by performing this single, gentle movement inside your own home, you can instantly double your ankle stability, awaken your sleeping brainstem reflexes, recalibrate your inner ear gyroscope, and build an absolute barrier of protection around your independent longevity. If you are truly ready to stop shuffling in fear, permanently erase that ghost-like sensation of unsteadiness, and walk through this world with the pride, dignity, and laser-focused stability of your youth, turn off all background noise and distractions right now. Focus your mind, adjust your speakers, and let us break down this deep anatomical knowledge together. Before we unlock the elegant neurological engineering behind your body's balance control networks, take a brief moment to click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. By doing so, you join our global healthy aging family and ensure you are always equipped with the real clinical truths needed to protect your sovereign physical freedom. Now, let us uncover the hidden neurological breakdown that destroys your balance after 70. To understand why your body loses its ability to catch itself during a trip or slip, we must analyze human movement through the lens of clinical neurology, sensory integration, and physics. Balance is not a static state of standing still. It is a continuous, highly dynamic process of active neurological stabilization. To keep your body upright against the relentless downward pull of gravity, your brain relies on a constant, high-speed feedback loop, driven by 3 primary sensory systems. The first system is your visual system. Your eyes constantly track the horizon line and the vertical structures of doors, windows, and walls to calculate exactly where your head and upper body are positioned in 3-dimensional space. The second system is your vestibular system, the delicate, fluid-filled gyroscope located deep inside your temporal bones in the inner ear. This gyroscope contains 3 orthogonal semicircular canals filled with a fluid called endolymph, along with microscopic sensory hair cells. This system tracks the speed, rotation, and direction of your head's movements, acting as your body's internal leveler. The third and most critical system is your proprioceptive system. This is a massive, high-speed network of millions of microscopic nerve receptors, specifically muscle spindles, Golgi tendon organs, and Pacinian corpuscles, embedded within your muscles, your tendons, your joint capsules, and the skin of your soles. These receptors are your body's internal sensors, continuously reporting exactly how hard the floor is, the precise angle of your ankle joints, and how your center of gravity is shifting. In a perfectly healthy young nervous system, these 3 sensory systems work in flawless, high-speed synchronization, continuously sending data up your spinal cord and into your cerebellum, the brain's master movement computer. When you stand or walk, your body utilizes 3 distinct progressive strategies to maintain its balance, which we refer to in kinesiology as the balance recovery triad. The ankle strategy. For minor, slow disturbances, your body sways slightly at the ankle joints. The proprioceptors in your ankles instantly detect the shift, and the calf or shin muscles contract to pull you back to vertical. The hip strategy. For larger, faster disturbances, when your ankles cannot generate enough torque, your body rapidly sways at the hips. The gluteal and abdominal muscles contract to shift your pelvis in the opposite direction of the fall, keeping your center of gravity over your feet. The stepping strategy, the righting reflex. When the disturbance is massive or sudden, such as when your foot catches on an obstacle and your center of mass is forcefully thrown past your physical base of support, the ankle and hip strategies are no longer sufficient. Under the laws of physics, a fall is imminent. In this emergency state, your cerebellum instantly calculates the danger. Within less than 90 milliseconds, faster than a conscious blink of an eye, the brainstem flashes an explosive motor command down your spinal cord. This command bypasses your conscious, slow-thinking cerebral cortex entirely. It forces your quadriceps, your gluteal muscles, and your calf muscles to contract in a precise, lightning-fast sequence, causing your leg to execute an explosive, rapid corrective step to catch your falling body weight. However, as we pass the major biological milestone of age 70, a devastating, silent neurological breakdown occurs inside this balance control network. Due to cellular aging, sedentary habits, and a lack of specific, dynamic physical challenges, this high-speed feedback loop experiences a profound delay and corruption of data. Let us look at the 3 specific steps of this neurological decay. First, we must address the proprioceptive blackout. Because modern lifestyle habits encourage seniors to sit for prolonged periods and walk exclusively on flat, smooth indoor floors while wearing thick, heavily cushioned orthopedic shoes, the microscopic nerve sensors in their ankles and feet receive almost zero physical stimulation. They enter a state of sensory dormancy. The myelin sheath, the protective insulation around your nerve fibers, begins to thin out, and the transmission of data down the spinal cord experiences a massive lag. Your brain's movement computer goes partially blind to what your feet are doing. It no longer knows where your feet are in relation to your hips. Second, we must examine the vestibular lag. As we age, the delicate fluid inside the inner ear canals, the endolymph, becomes slightly more viscous, sticky, and slow to move, and the microscopic sensory hair cells that detect fluid motion decrease in density. When your head experiences a sudden, rapid displacement, such as when you trip and fall forward, your inner ear gyroscope experiences a severe mechanical delay. It fails to report the falling motion to your brain in real time. Third, we must look at the core stabilizer atrophy. Because seniors naturally lose muscle tissue through age-related sarcopenia, the deep stabilizing muscles of their hips, specifically the gluteus medius, and the ankle stabilizers shrink and weaken. These muscles are the primary physical engines responsible for executing the rapid stepping strategy. When the brain finally sends the delayed command to step out, the weak, stiffened muscles cannot generate the explosive speed required to move the leg in time. Now, look at the mechanical catastrophe that occurs when these 3 factors combine during a simple trip or stumble in your daily life. Your toe catches on a rug. Your torso is thrown forward into gravity. Because your proprioceptors are numb and your inner ear gyroscope is lagging, your brain does not even register that you are falling until 200 or 300 milliseconds have passed. By the time the brainstem finally calculates the danger and sends the emergency signal to your legs, your body has already tilted past the physical point of no return. Your gluteus medius is too weak and slow to move your leg out. Your knee buckles under your weight, and you crash violently onto the hard floor. You did not fall because you are old. You fell because your brainstem's automated stumble recovery reflex was completely uncalibrated and dormant. To stop this catastrophe, we must implement a specialized daily movement that bypasses this sensory lag and forcefully shocks this survival reflex back to life. Let us now move away from the anatomy of the decline and focus 100% of our cognitive energy on the practical, life-saving solution. I am going to teach you how to execute the single most powerful, medically engineered balance exercise for seniors over the age of 70. This specialized neurological training protocol is known in biomechanics as the Guided Reactive Recovery Step. When older adults feel their balance failing, the most common piece of advice they receive is, you need to stand on one leg for 30 seconds to build your balance. You see this advice in almost every senior fitness magazine, online article, and physical therapy handout. But as a physician who has studied neurological motor learning, I must tell you that standing completely still on one leg is a highly inadequate and clinically incomplete way to prevent falls. Standing still on one leg trains what we call static balance. It teaches your body how to maintain equilibrium when there is absolutely no motion taking place. But seniors almost never fall when they are standing completely still. Falls occur during dynamic movement, when you are walking, turning, reaching, or when your body is suddenly, unexpectedly displaced by an external force, a slip, or a trip. If your brainstem has lost its stumble recovery reflex, standing still on one leg will do absolutely nothing to help you when your foot catches on a raised concrete crack. Your brain does not need to learn how to stay still. It needs to learn how to react and recover with explosive, automated speed. To retrain a reflex, we must subject the nervous system to a very specific, highly controlled state of instability. We must safely mimic a stumble, so the brain is forced to deploy the emergency step program. This is the only way to build new, high-speed neural pathways that protect your independent longevity. Let us perform this therapeutic exercise together right now. Stand up from your chair. Find a clear space on your floor directly next to a solid wall or a heavy kitchen counter for absolute physical safety, and follow me through the 3 precise phases of this neurological reset. Phase 1. The gravitational tilt, the calibration. The first phase is engineered to safely challenge your inner ear gyroscope, awaken your ankle proprioceptors, and force your brain to register the exact boundary of your physical stability. How to perform it perfectly. Stand completely tall with your side facing your sturdy wall or counter. Your shoulders should be about 3 to 4 inches away from the wall. If you feel unsteady, place your inside hand lightly on the wall for a continuous physical anchor. Place both of your feet completely flat on the floor, spaced exactly hip-width apart. Keep your spine long, relax your shoulders, and lock your eyes onto a single, fixed point on the wall, directly opposite you at eye level. This is your visual anchor. Do not look down at your feet. Inhale deeply, through your nose for 3 seconds, letting your lower abdomen fill completely with oxygen. As you begin to slowly, smoothly exhale, keep your entire body as straight and rigid as a solid wooden plank. Do not bend at your waist, and do not bend at your knees. Now, slowly, mindfully lean your entire rigid body forward from your ankle joints. Let your center of gravity shift forward over your toes. Lean forward until you feel the muscles in your calves and shins contract tightly, and you feel your toes actively gripping the floor to keep you from falling. Hold this tilted position for 2 full seconds. Feel the physical sensation of your brain, recognizing that you are leaning past your normal base of support. Phase 2. The recover step, the reflex trigger. The second phase is where we trigger the stumble recovery reflex, forcing your brainstem to instantly command your leg to execute a rapid corrective step. How to perform it perfectly. While resting in that forward tilted position, Phase 1, with your hand ready to touch the wall if needed, I want you to intentionally let your body lean just half an inch further forward, crossing your safety threshold. The exact millisecond your brain registers that you are about to lose your balance, do not panic. Consciously release your right foot from the floor. Lift your right knee slightly and execute a rapid, explosive step forward with your right leg. As your right foot makes contact with the floor, ensure that you land completely flat and soft on the entire sole of your foot, with your right knee slightly bent to absorb the impact. Your right leg should catch 100% of your forward-leaning body weight instantly. Keep your torso upright. Do not let your chest collapse forward over your knee. Hold this landing position for 2 full seconds. Your hand can rest lightly on the wall to stabilize your posture. Feel the solid, anchored strength of your right thigh and hip holding you upright. Phase 3, the hydraulic return, the muscular reset. The final phase is designed to build deep, functional eccentric strength inside your gluteal and thigh muscles while returning your body safely to the starting alignment. How to perform it perfectly. From your lunged landing position, Phase 2. Keep your eyes anchored straight ahead on the wall. Drive your right foot firmly down into the floor. Engage your right gluteus muscle and push your body weight backward. Step your right leg backward smoothly until it aligns perfectly next to your left foot. Return to your tall, upright starting position. Take a deep breath and reset your posture. Why this simple routine instantly stops falls. Let us look at the beautiful, undeniable neurological and cardiovascular transformation that occurs inside your body when you practice this movement daily. First, by leaning forward as a rigid plank in Phase 1, you are physically stretching your Achilles tendons and compressing your ankle joint capsules. This mechanical pressure forcefully awakens the dormant proprioceptors in your ankles, flooding your spinal cord with high-speed sensory data. It tells your brain exactly where your feet are in space, restoring your ankle strategy. Second, when you cross your safety threshold in Phase 2, your inner ear gyroscope detects the sudden acceleration of your head through space. Because you have created a real, controlled stumble, your brain cannot rely on its slow, conscious thinking pathways. It is forced to deploy the automated brainstem emergency program. The emergency signal travels down your spinal cord at lightning speed, forcing your gluteus medius and quadriceps to contract with explosive power to move your leg forward. You are literally dusting off and clearing out the rusty, dormant neural pathways of your stumble recovery reflex. By practicing this simple movement for just 3 minutes every single day, you ensure that the next time you trip over a rug or a concrete crack in your daily life, your brain will not experience a multi-second lag. It will instantly, automatically command your leg to step out and catch you before you even realize you tripped. You have restored your body's natural, brilliant wall of protection. Now that you have mastered the precise mechanical and neurological execution of the Guided Reactive Recovery Step, we must establish the precise medical dosage and scheduling protocol. In the clinical world of geriatrics and neuroplasticity, a physical movement operates exactly like a prescription pharmaceutical compound. If you take the incorrect dose, or if you practice it at random times, your brain will fail to build permanent neural pathways. To achieve a complete restoration of your stumble recovery reflex, I want you to perform this simple routine once every single day, without exception. I highly recommend performing your daily balance practice in the afternoon, around 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. This is the absolute best biological time for neurological training. During the early morning hours, your joints are still stiff and dehydrated from sleep, and your brain is transitioning out of sleep cycles. By mid-afternoon, your body temperature peaks, your joints are fully lubricated, your muscles are warm, and your nervous system is operating at its maximum processing speed. It takes less than 3 minutes of your time. However, if you feel highly unsteady or have a history of falls, I want you to employ a progressive behavioral habit that I teach to all my clinical patients, the countertop protocol. Every single time you stand at your kitchen counter waiting for your morning coffee to brew or waiting for your microwave to finish heating a meal, do not just stand there in static stagnation. Turn around, place one hand lightly on the solid countertop, and perform 5 gentle reactive recovery steps on each leg. By transforming these useless waiting periods into active neurological training, you will complete over 70 rounds of highly effective balanced physical therapy every single week without ever having to schedule a formal workout. What should you expect to feel when you begin practicing this routine consistently? During your first week, you will likely feel a significant amount of mental fatigue and concentration during the exercise. Please do not be discouraged by this. It is a phenomenal clinical sign. It indicates that your brain is actively working to recruit dormant motor units and build new, highly insulated neural highways. Within 14 days of daily consistency, physical changes will manifest. You will notice that when you walk outside on uneven grass or step down from a concrete curb, your ankles will feel incredibly strong, stable, and responsive. That ghostly sensation of unsteadiness will completely vanish, replaced by an unshakable feeling of being rooted and anchored to the earth. You are actively remodeling your brain's navigation software. As a physician and a general surgeon who looks at human longevity through a comprehensive, holistic lens, I must remind you that practicing your daily reactive recovery step is only half the battle. You cannot expect to permanently restore your balance if you are unknowingly committing these three common, daily lifestyle mistakes inside your own home. These habits actively dull your sensory systems, damage your joints, and undo all the neurological healing we are building. Critical mistake #1, the visual blackout of shuffling with your head down. When seniors feel unsteady, their brain panics and searches for data to stabilize the body. Because their feet are slightly numb and their inner ear is lagging, they turn to their most powerful sensory organ, their eyes. They drop their chin down and lock their gaze onto the floor directly in front of their toes, watching every single inch of the ground. But as we established in our postural guides, staring at your feet is a biological disaster. It completely erases the stable horizon line from your vision, turning off your brain's primary leveler. It shifts your 10-pound skull forward, placing an immense 40-pound mechanical strain on your neck and pulling your center of gravity structurally over your toes. You are literally leaning into a fall. My strict clinical correction: train yourself to keep your chin up, parallel to the floor, and anchor your eyes onto the distant horizon line. Trust your feet to navigate space through raw tactile touch. Critical mistake #2, wearing high-cushion memory foam shoes. Many seniors believe that wearing ultra-soft, thick, heavily cushioned orthopedic sneakers protects their arthritic joints and helps their balance. This is a profound biomechanical illusion. Walking on a thick, soft foam sole is equivalent to trying to build a giant skyscraper on loose, shifting sand. The soft foam completely dampens and distorts the electrical sensory signals trying to travel from your soles up to your brain. Your foot-brain highway goes completely blind, and your ankle stabilizers are forced to wobble frantically to find stability, drastically increasing your risk of a sudden lateral ankle sprain or fall. My strict clinical correction: perform your daily balance exercises either completely barefoot, in non-slip grip socks, or wear a flat, zero-drop, thin-soled minimalist shoe that allows your proprioceptors to experience the firm reality of the floor. Critical mistake #3, living in a state of chronic, low-level dehydration. As we pass the age of 70, our brain's natural thirst mechanism becomes significantly less sensitive. You can go an entire day without ever feeling thirsty. But when you live in a state of chronic dehydration, your total blood volume drops, and the fluid inside your inner ear canals, the endolymph, becomes thicker, stickier, and slower to move. Your inner ear gyroscope experiences a severe mechanical lag, making it impossible for your brain to calculate rapid movements of your head, leading to constant dizziness and unsteadiness. My strict clinical correction: do not wait until you feel thirsty to drink. Sip water consistently throughout the day. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of pure water daily to keep your blood thin and your inner ear gyroscope perfectly lubricated and responsive. To accelerate your neurological recovery and completely restore the responsive, youthful coordinate tracking of your central nervous system, I want to share 3 bonus daily habits that complement your reactive recovery step perfectly. These are the exact therapeutic strategies I prescribe to patients inside my senior longevity clinic to systematically reverse balance degradation and protect their physical independence. The Gaze Stabilization Protocol, vestibular calibration. Every single morning, while sitting tall in a supportive chair, hold your right thumb straight out in front of your face at eye level. Lock your eyes onto your thumbnail. Now, Keep your eyes completely glued to your thumb and slowly shake your head side to side from left to right, as if you are saying no. Do this for 20 seconds. Then, repeat the movement shaking your head up and down, as if you are saying yes, for 20 seconds. This simple neurological exercise is designed to train your vestibulo-ocular reflex, VOR. It forces your eyes and your inner ear gyroscope to communicate at high speed, completely eliminating morning dizziness and helping your brain track moving objects with absolute clarity. The hip flexor decompression stretch. As we spend hours sitting in comfortable chairs, the heavy muscles on the front of our hips, the psoas and iliacus, become incredibly tight, shortened, and rigid. This tight tension physically pulls your pelvis forward, locking your lower back and making it impossible for your leg to swing forward rapidly during a stumble. Every afternoon, perform a gentle lunge stretch while holding onto a wall for safety, stepping one leg back and pressing your hip forward until you feel a deep, warm stretch in the front of your thigh. Hold this position for 30 seconds on each side to decompress your hips and restore your stride's explosive speed. The sensory soul stimulation. Before you retire to bed, spend 2 minutes rolling a clean, hard tennis ball or a specialized wooden massage roller back and forth beneath the soles of your bare feet with light pressure while seated. This mechanical friction acts like a high-voltage wake-up call for your sleeping proprioceptors, forcefully breaking through the dead, cardboard-like sensation and flooding your brain's navigation computer with vivid, high-definition spatial data. My dear friends, as we draw this comprehensive neurological longevity masterclass to a close today, I want to step away from the clinical statistics, step away from the anatomical charts, and speak directly to your heart, not just as a physician, but as a trusted companion on your journey of aging. Reaching your 70s, 80s, or 90s is an extraordinary, sacred milestone. It is a triumphant season of life that should be completely defined by your personal freedom, your profound acquired wisdom, your peace, and your joy. Not by physical restriction, daily isolation, chronic joint pain, and a constant, creeping fear of your own bedroom floor. You have spent your entire life working hard, sacrificing for your families, and building the very foundations of our communities. You have earned the absolute sovereign right to live this golden season of your existence with uncompromised physical dignity, with your chin held high toward the horizon, and with the proud, unassisted autonomy to move through this world entirely on your own terms. Losing your balance, experiencing that terrifying sensation of drifting off balance, or being forced to slide your feet in a tentative senior shuffle is not an organic, inevitable consequence of getting old. It is simply a biological puzzle, a puzzle of sleeping nerve receptors, uncalibrated inner ear fluid, and dormant brainstem survival reflexes. And as we have demonstrated together today using the profound science of neuroplasticity, every single piece of this puzzle has a logical, scientific, and remarkably beautiful mechanical solution. Do not allow the passive, assembly line attitudes of modern medicine to dictate the boundaries of your personal world. Do not accept a life that slowly shrinks into a single room or a single safe chair. Your body remains an absolute miracle of biological engineering, fully capable of neuroplastic adaptation, capillary expansion, and nerve recovery until the final breath you draw on this earth. You do not lack the inherent capacity to heal. You simply lack the correct clinical blueprint. Now, today, you possess that blueprint. I challenge you right now as your physician. The moment this video finishes and the screen goes quiet, do not just sit there in stagnation. Stand up from your seat, place one hand lightly on a sturdy wall, lift your chin up to track the horizon, lean your body forward, and execute your very first reactive recovery step. Hit the reset switch on your nervous system. Send the immediate, powerful signal to your body that you are ready to stay strong, ready to protect your joint cartilage, and ready to reclaim your physical sovereignty. If you found today's masterclass deeply valuable, please share it immediately with your husband, your wife, your siblings, your neighbors across the street, or anyone you love who struggles with instability, joint pain, or balance loss. Let us eradicate the shame of mobility decline and protect the independence of our seniors together. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your time, your trust, and for opening your heart to me today. Subscribe to our channel, move with deep intention every single day, honor your magnificent physical temple, execute your daily reactive recovery steps, and I will see you in our very next clinical episode. Stay strong, look straight ahead at the horizon, and step forward into your day with absolute, magnificent power.